Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 22. Delighted you could be with us. This is a series, and we do it every morning, except Saturday morning, which we have our worship service at 11 a.m. So please join us. We're on Facebook at naplessdachurch.org. You can find us online and at the YouTube, which you can catch this here or wherever. There's lots of stuff we're putting on. So we're glad to have you. I wanted to follow up something yesterday that happened. And a Bible says that in Proverbs that a cheerful heart does good like a medicine. A cheerful heart does good like a medicine. Verse 22 of chapter 17. But a crushed spirit dries up the bones, and that's true. So a cheerful heart. I love humor, as you may know. Well, yesterday I was trying to make this video for you, and I had to restart it and redo it 4 times because during the time, my dog, little Lily, kept barking in it, and so I'd have to stop, and then we'd wait for her to calm down. She'd see a gecko, or she would see a bird, or she'd hear the neighbor, or whatever. And so finally at the fourth time, as I was putting it and recording it, it was during the prayer that she found a little squeak toy that she started chewing on. Squeak, 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 squeak. And I was trying to finish my prayer and chuckling a little bit inside, but I didn't want to let you know. I gotta tell you how you might have reacted if I had laughed out loud during the prayer. Now, the Lord knows what's going on. The Lord sees. He hears me praying. He sees what Lily is doing. And, he sees me laughing. He's got to be happy too. And if I had laughed and if I had stopped my prayer and told you, certainly the Lord would do it. I hope you would not be offended because, prayer is opening our heart to a friend. And our friend, the Lord, he sees that and laughs with us, I'm sure, to make that an interesting time. So I wanted to let you know that happens. And if that happens again, I'll just laugh and just tell you what's going on. And I hope you don't get offended. Certainly the Lord, I sometimes tell the Lord a joke. I learned that from a fellow pastor of mine who during our prayer as church staff was together, told the Lord a joke. And I'd never heard anybody tell the Lord a joke. He says, I joke with the Lord all the time because he loves to hear me laugh. And I said, well, the Lord knows the punchline. And I said, I know, but he just enjoys to see me giggling over it. And that I'm sharing something that I love with him. So that's very true. Humor is always a good thing, and missionaries, I understand, need it too. I have a friend who was a missionary down in New Guinea, and he was in a place where there was so remote that people had never seen some of the things. When he came, he was the first Westerner to go into this particular area. And the people were headhunters and cannibals, but they wouldn't eat him because they thought because he was taller and that he would come from far and he protected by the gods, etc., etc. So he was looking to, in order to bring supplies to them, that they helped make a long runway. And so they made a runway for a plane to land. Well, the people had never seen a plane. They saw the plane fly around and check it out. Finally, the plane came in for a landing, and it was full of supplies. And so they brought in all kinds of things for the people, from food to clothing, etc., etc. Well, he noticed that the villagers, when they came out, they tried to put sweet potatoes up the exhaust pipe of the airplane because they wanted to feed the big bird, to thank the bird for bringing them their stuff. And, they thought it was an animal, a big Ute bird, even though they could walk up to it and bang on it. And so he had to protect the big bird, the airplane, from it. And I thought that was pretty funny. Well, missionaries have to have a good sense of humor. There was a Sweden, and he had been ministering in India. And people were trying to encourage him, oh man, going back to India, you're going to go back to India? And he said, It's so hot there. It's so hot there that it's even 120 degrees in the shade. And his response was, and I wanted to share this with you, his response was, well, said the sweet and noble contempt, we don't always have to stay in the shade, do we? Get out of the shade, as if you could get out of the 120 degrees. Well, humor. I hope humor. We want to be cheerful and joyful. Jesus wants us to be full of joy and to share the great news of Christ with others. I want to thank those who have sent in some suggestions about what they would like the church to look like in 3 years, what they would like it to be like. And I thank him for doing that. If you have a suggestion, please let me know. I would love to hear what you have to say. If you were to look 3 years into the future and you were to say, what do you want the church to look like? What would you like that to be? We had suggestions from being a place where people could find Jesus, which is always the goal. And we'd like to find a place where people know that we're friendly, that they are welcome, that we have love, acceptance, and forgiveness there, that people would not be judged poorly, no matter how they dressed or what had gone on, that they would be accepted, and that we'd be active out in the community. Maybe you have an idea about what to do as well. So if you do, please share them with me. I would be glad to hear what you have to say and get a hold of me, either on the website or through my email address at wmbossert@gmail.com. All right, I'd love to hear from you. Here's prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you that we have humor in our lives. I thank you that you can be with us. I thank you that you bring joy because of salvation and forgiveness of sins. But you want us to be happy people. I thank you for the humor that you give to us, and it helps us get through so many tough situations. If we can learn to just laugh at ourselves, not take ourselves too seriously, and to be able to be happy people in you. Help us today with all the things that are going on in our world today. And we're stunned about what's happened in Portland and the shooting at a funeral in Chicago. Lord, please help. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Keep safe, keep well.